Hello, good morning everybody. Extremely excited to be here with all of you. This is one day where we are doing something very different, and we are all looking forward to having all of you participating and learning a lot through this session. So, welcome, good morning. It's a monsoon day in Mumbai. I hope everybody can join from all over India. Please let me know if you can see me, hear me. Give me in the comments below that you can see me and hear me. And this is a live session that we are doing on Facebook. So I hope you guys are logged on to your Facebook accounts. All my followers, all my friends, and all people who are looking for jobs. I'm wanting to add value to your lives. We'll be waiting. We'll start at 11, sharp at 11. Just wanting to see who all are available, who all are meeting us. Just wanting to say, just tell me in the comments below that you all can see me and hear me. Give me a thumbs up so I know that everything is working in order and you all can hear me and see me. It's going to be a very exciting session. We are going to have our winner live. Actually, I'm going to be coaching him live right now in front of you, which is also going to be followed by a Q&A session. So good morning, everybody. We are just waiting for another 7 to 8 minutes and we will start our session. Our winner who we have chosen is Sridhar Joshi. He's a procurement executive and we are really so excited to actually coach him. Looking forward to this. All right. For some reason, I'm not able to see any comments. Let me check with my team if everybody is able to see. We will be starting precisely in another all right, great. So I can see that people are coming in. Fantastic. We'll be starting in another 7 minutes. So all of you guys join in and take advantage of this live coaching session that I'm so excited to do today with Sridhar Joshi. And after that, we also got another participant, which is going to be followed by a Q&A. So I'm looking forward to doing this with you live. And we are on Facebook right now. All right. I can see our winner, Sridhar Joshi, has also joined in. And he's extremely excited, I guess. Let me answer back. My team is more excited in joining. Good morning. We are from Bombay. It's a monsoon day in Mumbai, supposedly going to rain. So wherever you guys are from, I know some people are from Orissa, some people are from Panipat. Some people are from Mumbai, some are from Delhi. We have our teams also spread throughout Delhi, so it's an exciting thing. And how the virtual world has changed everything. It is so exciting to see that. I can meet all of you, I can coach live. That really excites me. All right. We are starting sharp at 11. It's 10:55 now, so another 5 minutes. People should be able to join in. Job search is something which is so exciting for me as well as every job seeker. So that is what we are looking forward to, that we'll be able to add value through this live coaching session, and you can take away so much of learning from that as to how do you actually market your candidature. And I wanted to do this live with a candidate, genuinely, so that you can see how our coaching gives direction. And at the same time, you can learn from that example and pick it up from there and relate to what Sridhar's story is and how he'll be able to steer it. This is what I'm going to do in the session. And then I'm going to get Captain Vijay, who's another um, professional, highly respected professional, who would like to speak for 5 minutes. And then it'll be followed by a Q&A session. So it's going to be, I promise you, it's going to be an extremely exciting session, full of learning, all my years of learning that you will be able to see. We'll start at 11 sharp. I'm just waiting for another 4 minutes for people to join in. I said, let me just say hello to all you guys. Greet and meet as it is called. So I'm doing that precisely. Dinah, I can see that you are commenting. Hi, Dinah. Hi, Soumya. Sridhar is quite excited. We have got another 3 minutes to go. We'll be seeing people, anybody and everybody coming from different parts of India. There are already people here. So another 2 minutes to go, and to a very exciting session where I'm going to be doing a live coaching session with Sridhar Joshi, and we're going to add value not only to his life, but I'm so happy I'll be able to add value to so many people's lives by coaching him live. And you can see how you can actually market your candidature, fill in the gaps, what all you can do genuinely, and you'll see that happening. So another 2 minutes we'll start. 1 minute, in fact. It's 10:59. We'll be able to start. I've never done this before in terms of a live coaching. First time I'm doing it for the benefit of all of you, whoever is participating, to ensure and see and learn real life case where somebody has had a career challenge and he is wanting direction, and I'm going to give him direction from here in this live session. So just another minute to go. So excitement begins. All my team members have also joined in. We are looking forward to this session being a great, great help to all you guys. So I repeat again for people who would have just joined in, I'm doing a live session, live, absolutely live with Sridhar, who's been picked up by us as a winner. This will be followed by a brief conversation of about 5 minutes with Captain Vijay, followed by a Q&A to all your questions that you have regarding job search. Okay, all right. So it's 11 o'clock. We start. Thank you very much for joining in today's session, which is something very different that we are doing. I'm really excited with this because this is the first time I am doing a live session with a candidate, coaching him live in terms of his job search and interview approach. And Sridhar is the person who's been selected as a winner. And congratulations, Sridhar. The criteria for the winners to be selected was they had to comment, and Sridhar gave a comment which was very, very clear as to why he needed the coaching, how he's had some challenges in terms of his own career, in terms of his job search and interview. He specifically mentioned that, and that was the reason why we picked him up. And thank you very much for everybody else also who participated. More than welcome. So, this is going to be a session which will be full of learning for all you people who not necessarily have not commented or not have won, but anybody who's participating in this can see that you will see how I coach live, and you will be able to identify what gaps in your own careers are. That is my objective of this live session. Thank you very much once again for all of you to spare time and join in this session. For all people who know me, fine, but most of you may not know me. Let me introduce myself. I am Sarabjit Sachar. I have overall 35 years of experience, and it's a mixed experience because I do believe that all of us are born with a particular purpose, and it is quite possible to transit your journey from one career to another, and that is what I've successfully done. I started my career in the media and the pharma industry, and it was in the sales. So with companies like Times of India, Living Media, Wallace Pharma, Z Network, where I was the senior vice president, heading sales at a national level is where I started with. So for 17 years, I was in the sales in pharma and media. Then I launched Aspiration as an executive search and a recruitment company. And we were fairly successful. We are fairly successful even in the recruitment space, and we did it across industries. However, 6 years back, I said, okay, let us hive this off as a separate business unit, which we have done. And for the last 6 years, I'm doing something which is very close to my heart, and that is job search and interview coaching. That's my area of expertise. So that's about me, friends. So we get on with the session. And I would like to invite, for people's benefit, what I'm doing is we have picked up a winner called Sridhar, and we are going to coach him live. I'm going to be coaching him live for your benefit so that you can learn all the tricks and trades in terms of how to market your candidature, how to fill in the gaps, what is it about the resume that you got to look at, what is it that you got to do in LinkedIn, all these things you got to look at, whether there is a chance, whether you can shift an industry, depending on what Sridhar's objective is. So it's an absolute live thing. I would welcome Sridhar. Sridhar, I would request you, if you can please click the link that has been sent to you so that I can make you join live right now here. Just give us a minute by the time Sridhar joins in, because we have tried to get Sridhar live simultaneously to me so I can ask the question, he answers it, and the learning is imparted to you people. Diana or anybody of my team members or Aditi, somebody can help Sridhar just log in case he's having difficulty in coming live with the stream. By the time we wait for Sridhar to join, I'm just telling you that job search is something which is not a very easy thing to do. It can be very frustrating. There are gaps in terms of your own understanding, in terms of recruiters actually wanting to ensure that you have everything that is in order, whereas you might not have it. How do you fill in a gap? Sometimes there are frequent job changes. Sometimes you've taken a break in your career. Sometimes it happens that you have higher salary. Sometimes you have an expectation of a salary, but say something. All these are very, very common mistakes which I have experienced in the last 35 years. And I coach people on that. So here is Sridhar. Let's start the session. Sridhar, I'll add him to the stream. All right. Okay. So I hope all you guys can see Sridhar. Sridhar, good morning and welcome, Sridhar. Welcome. I hope all you guys can hear and see both of us on your Facebook live stream. Sridhar is a procurement executive. I would like him to tell about his background because that is how I coach. So Sridhar, I'm extremely excited to add value to your life through my coaching. And this is a live session, which is what I'm doing for the first time. And congratulations of being appointed as a winner to our entire contest. And I'm sure we'll be able to add value to all the job seekers' life who are participating. Thank you, Sridhar. So Sridhar, just tell me a little about your background or education, your what do you do? Just let me understand that, please.
Hello, sir. Actually, I'm an BCom and MBA graduate. I have completed my MBA in Airlines and Airport Management in 2020. That is before Corona. And as pandemic started, it was a very big challenge for me to enter in that industry. So I plan to change my stream. So I have pursued a SAP course. I'm from then I'm working in TechMax Engineering Services.
Sorry, which organization?
TechMax
Your voice.
Engineering Services.
Oh, sorry, come again, please.
TechMax Engineering Services.
Okay. And you are a procurement executive, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So, all right, Sridhar, thank you for that background. Your total number of work years experience is how many years? 1.5 years, 2 years?
2 years, sir.
2 years. All right. So I went through your resume, which you sent just this morning, and there are certain things which I must tell you that, first of all, there is in your resume, the first thing that should attract any recruiter is your headline. The headline is only not there. So it just mentions your name, that's about it. And after that, there is a career objective. So, first thing, I would say, Sridhar, whenever you are applying for a job, ensure that your resume has a headline. That means if you're a procurement executive, then you need to explain that in the headline. Headline is something like a newspaper. This is something which is my favorite example. I tell everybody that if you get your newspaper at home, Sridhar, and if there was no headline in the newspaper, how would you feel? You wouldn't know what to read. That is, whether you read politics, sports, environment, etc. You will not come to know what you have to read, right?
Right.
So every resume needs to have a headline because that is how you start branding yourself. So a resume without a headline, I would say, is like 50% ineffective. First of all, because recruiters don't have the time, Sridhar. They will be
Yes.
going through multiple resumes. There is a ATS system. So many things are there. So when the resume doesn't have a headline and it doesn't tell the recruiter or the employer immediately that this is what my area of expertise is or this is what I can do, it's very difficult for the recruiter to even start reading your resume further, and that's how you miss out the opportunity. That's why the major thing that I'm not saying only headline, I'm saying the entire resume, but a headline is something like a newspaper which attracts a recruiter to ensure that he reads further in terms of your resume, right? So
Yes.
your headline has to be a function which you are doing very clearly. So if you are a procurement executive, you're looking for what kind of a job now, Sridhar? You're looking at the same field?
Yes, sir. Same field. Same field.
All right. So it should be a procurement executive or procurement experienced professional. It should be
Yes.
just 3 to 4 words, not more than that. I'm
Yes.
talking of the headline. So that is one part. Now, below that, you've given your career objective. The career objective, you have clearly mentioned that, I am a professional who's wanting to add value to the organization through my experience and learning. Now, that kind of a career objective, I would recommend that don't have that career objective at all. There is no need because, first of all, this career objective that you're wanting to add value to the organization through your learning and experience, and you are an enthusiastic person, is applicable to everybody. It doesn't differentiate your individuality. You got it, Sridhar, what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
So first, of course, is your headline. After that, it is your career objective, which needn't be there. Because career objective is something which is your own career objective, which needn't be told to the employer in a resume in the top. Because resume, you got to utilize the space very, very effectively and fit it into 2 pages, not more than 2 pages. So instead of the career objective, there has to be a professional summary. And that summary should talk about you. It should talk about your procurement skills. It should talk about your hard skills and also mention there in terms of what your soft skills are. Are you familiar, Sridhar, with what your soft skills are? What is soft skills? Are you familiar?
Yes, sir.
If
Good.
you're not,
Sorry, sir.
I'm saying if you're not familiar with soft skills, please tell me that. I'll explain to you.
It's better to you should explain me that.
All right. So, hard skills are something which are to do with your domain, that is procurement. Soft skills are something which are to do with your attributes. So, it could be your listening ability, it could be your communication skills, it could be your time management. So, all skills which are soft skills, which are related to procurement, where you have a time management as one of your skills. It could be that you like to meet deadlines. All those kind of skills which are relevant to the job and the domain of procurement, those soft skills also should come in the professional summary. So you got to have a professional summary. After
Right.
that, when you are writing your tenure, that means I saw your resume, you've written your entire tenure and you've only elaborated your responsibilities. There is no mention at all of any measurable achievement. which is very important, because remember that a recruiter or any hiring manager, when he sees your resume, you have to show that in terms of procurement, how did you manage the turnaround time when you had orders which were actually pending? How did you manage to ensure that it was executed on time? And did you reduce the time period of maybe a delivery in terms of maybe by 10%? Some number has to come in. Whenever there are numbers, it becomes very, very measurable, Sridhar. Very important. So a measurable achievement is something which attracts recruiters, always. Because you're always going to be hired for what you can achieve, not something which you are handling. So your resume, you have elaborated all your responsibilities. So the resume, really, frankly, if you ask me, is just not effective. Because one, it does not have a headline. Second, it has a career objective which has no meaning. Remove the career objective. That's not required. Why waste that space? Instead, write your professional summary. And when you're coming to your response in terms of your tenures, write about your achievements. And achievements have to be measurable. There have to be numbers. Did you reduce it by 10%? Did you anything that you did which was even in percentage? Suppose you don't want to give absolute numbers, you can write percentages. Are you with me on that, Sridhar?
Yes,
Did you get?
yes,
So
yes.
this should be fitted into 2 pages. It has to have your own understanding of procurement. That language has to come. Importantly, there are two things. Whenever you are applying, how do you apply for jobs? Are you applying online into these job portals? How do you do it?
I'm applying on Naukri.com, LinkedIn, and Monster.
Acha, okay. What has been the response that you're getting from to your application? Are you getting responses?
Yes, but little, very much little. Not
So that
good.
is so that is a challenge. Everybody puts in even 100 applications. When I'm coaching people, they tell me I've applied 100 in the last, say, about 4 months, but hardly one or two responses. Now, what happens? Please understand, when you're making a job application online, it is frankly, according to me, a very, very challenging thing, like a black hole. Why? Because there is a ATS system installed.
Right.
Are you familiar with what a ATS is?
Yes, yes. You just explain in your last reel.
Application tracking system. So,
Yes.
because the companies are receiving so many applications, thousands of them, it is for that they have installed a software which will actually sift off the irrelevant resumes. And how does it do it? It's only machine led. There is no human interface there. So only certain keywords, if they are not there in your resume, related to your domain, which is procurement. And I'm talking of procurement in terms of not soft skills, talking of
Yes.
hard skills.
Hard skill.
Very
Right.
important that you have the hard skills mentioned in your resume which are pertaining to that job. So when you're applying for a particular job, always, first of all, in your resume, there have to be certain core skill section, which is also missing in your resume. So one, you have your headline, you have a professional summary, then you have your core skills, and core skills should be picked up as hardcore domain skills. Those
Yes.
should be the skills that should be mentioned, not the ones which are soft skills. Your communication ability, etc., is always a reflection of what you have achieved in terms of your success. So that
Right.
needn't be mentioned as a skill. But in procurement, can you name 2 or 3 domain skills which you think are very important for procurement, Sridhar? Any domain skills?
So negotiation, sourcing,
Okay. Sourcing, okay. One or two more.
purchasing,
Budget,
purchasing,
okay. One more.
comparison, sir. Comparing RFQ, that is request for quotations. We'll get quotations. We should compare those, and we should pick the best vendor.
So in terms of quotation comparisons, fine.
Yes.
So now all these are very important skills which have to be mentioned under your core skills section as hard skills. That's very
Yes.
important, Sridhar. Okay. Now once
Yes.
that is done, so what happens when you send an application? If these domain skills are there and these core skills are there, very, very carefully picked up into your resume, then the chances of you getting through that ATS is quite high. But importantly, when you're applying for a specific job, you got to read the job description. And suppose you're applying for a particular job in one company, and there are certain skills that have been written there. Those skills also have to be included. That is how you actually customize or tweak your resume. Very important. So it does not mean that once your resume is ready, you don't have to tweak it at all. You got to customize and tweak your resume. How will you do the tweaking? Very simple. Got to pick up some keywords from the job description where you are applying and put those keywords into your resume. It could be only 2 more keywords. That's fine because your other core skills are already mentioned.
Right.
Are you with me on this, Sridhar? You got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
So in your resume, first complete all these things. And when you're making an application, ensure that these keywords are there because this ATS is all keyword based. and that is
Yes.
how it passes through the system. Now, that's one part of the story. Second is, why not network using LinkedIn and or otherwise through email IDs directly with employers? You got to use that approach also. You got to stretch your net very, very wide. You can't depend only on online applications, because online
Right.
applications is one part. And more so when I'm coaching, and if it's for senior people, I advise that you got to network. Networking could be your own network, could be your network which wherein you, but there is a structured way to develop a list of target employer companies which you got to do. Before I come to that, importantly, how active are you on LinkedIn? Are you really active? I don't think so.
Not much, sir.
Huh. Because I saw your LinkedIn profile. Now, today, what has happened, Sridhar? A resume per se by itself is not really enough. And whenever I'm talking to recruiters or employers, also, I see that everybody says that they look at LinkedIn profiles. In fact, there is an article in Forbes which has said that 92% of the recruiters are using social media to source candidates. Many people tell me I don't get calls through LinkedIn, or I. But you got to use LinkedIn. Let's understand that LinkedIn is unlike a resume. It's not an online resume.
Okay.
LinkedIn, your LinkedIn, I saw there is no about section at all. It means there's no content. There's nothing you have mentioned. So the headline has to be clear. The about section has to say about you. Rest of the things can still be tenure wise. Your jobs can be the same, because there should not be much difference between the tenures that you mention in your resume and the tenure that you mention in your LinkedIn. So that is fine. But importantly, you got to create the difference with your headline, and also in terms of optimizing your keywords in your about section. That is very important. LinkedIn, remember, Sridhar, is that it's like Google. Recruiters are searching with certain keywords. Now, if those keywords are not there, your LinkedIn profile is also not optimized. That is one. But secondly, you got to use LinkedIn to showcase your achievements. There are so many awards, certificates, presentations which you can upload on LinkedIn, which you might not be able to do it on a resume. So today, in fact, if you're talking of a career tool, there has to be a resume which is well written. At the same time, simultaneously, equally important is your LinkedIn profile. And mind you, in the last 2.5 years of this post-pandemic era, the LinkedIn use by recruiters has really gone up, and rightfully so, naturally so. The use only of digital medium has gone up. Today, we are doing more of digital networking and even my sessions on the digital medium, which we would be doing, say, 2.5 years back. So for getting a job, I advise everybody, Sridhar, I'm telling you that you got to
Yes.
optimize your LinkedIn profile also. You got to
Yes.
ensure that your LinkedIn profile has all this. Once you're ready with the two tools, then when you are applying for jobs, customize it the way I explained, and then start using LinkedIn to network. How do you
Yes.
network? You will know people in companies. That those people, you got to do a lot of research using them, trying to understand the pain of the job. Tell me, what could be the biggest pain for procurement for any organization? I'm saying in general pain means what's the problem in procurement that most companies would face, and that is the biggest problem, biggest challenge, I'm saying, in procurement. What could it be?
Sourcing, negotiation, and communication skills.
Negotiation, right? So in terms of procurement, you're saying that you should be able to negotiate very effectively so that you
Right.
save money for the company and there is a value addition.
Right.
Now, when you understand this, that this is the pain of a procurement job, how can you present your own negotiation related success stories is something which you need to do. So if you had to tell some success stories or achievements related to negotiation, that is one. I'm sure
Mhm.
there are other areas. So when you do research about the company, using your sources, your LinkedIn as a network, and try and understand the pain points of that particular job, that is the time when you will be able to correlate your story to that pain. And then when you can do that, the recruiter or the employer has to listen to you. Any decision maker will listen to you if you have understood the pain. And pain, I'm talking of general pain through published sources, right? You are you with me on this, Sridhar?
Yes. Yes. Sir.
You have anything to ask me at this stage? What are the challenges you are facing? Any difficulty? Like whatever I just told you, yes, of course you can implement. But tell me, what is the specific challenge you're facing?
My communication skills are not that good.
Now, so it is very important that, and I'm happy that you have identified that, because that kind of an awareness each one of us should have. And if you are able to identify that, only answer to that is that you got to work on it. So, if you rate your skills, where would you rate your communication skills on a scale of 1 to 10? If 10 is on the higher side, where would you rate yourself in terms of
Below 5.
communication?
Below 5.
So that's a very good thing that you are self-aware, and I think I would recommend that immediately you got to work on your communication skills. Today there are so many online courses also available.
Yes.
Improve your communication, presentation skills, irrespective of the job domain that we are in. I think without that we will not be able to grow. We will not be able to utilize our full potential and feel fulfilled in a job. That is very important. So you got
Right.
to ensure that your communication skills have to improve, because what happens is many people I come across, they are not in a position to present their value proposition just because they are not able to communicate effectively. They are capable, because everybody, each one of you are capable. Everybody has their own strengths. But how do you market your strengths? How do you identify and then start marketing or communicating about your strengths to target employers is something which is very essential. You agree with
Right.
me, Shivu?
Yes, sir. Yes. For sure.
What kind of companies are you applying for? Just name one or two companies.
Accenture, IBM, Genpact.
Now, in IBM or Accenture, if you are applying, uh, the position has been advertised. You know the vacancy, what the designation of the position is?
Procurement operator.
Okay. So, procurement operator, when you see as your job description, what is it that you find this is common with Accenture and all these companies? Um, Anything that you find is a common skill that is required in these jobs?
Same negotiation, comparison, sourcing.
Okay.
These are
All right.
some common things.
All right. Okay. So when you're applying for these, you got to ensure that through LinkedIn, you should also be able to study the LinkedIn company pages, understand more about what is Accenture doing right now, so that you are very well prepared. See, generally people don't do the research, Sridhar. They do
Right.
not identify that, okay, fine, let me do research on the company, because when you have done research on Accenture and accordingly what's happening in the company and following them through the company LinkedIn pages, these are very simple things, but these are things which people don't do. And these are
Right.
common mistakes. Then they feel that, I'm not getting a response from the recruiters. We really got to do our homework much more, like how, as if you are a business consultant, means you are marketing your skills and expertise. Something that you got to do for Accenture, that is your procurement skill. How will you market it to Accenture? Once you understand what Accenture is doing, what they are achieving, what their goal is, what their mission alignment is, once you can do that and say, okay, these are my skills, and you have identified your own skills, your hard skills and your soft skills. Are you with me on this, Sridhar? The hard skills and soft
Right, sir.
skills you understood, now?
Yes,
Soft
sir.
skills
Yes.
would be communication skills. Now, that is a soft skill. Very important. So, you got to work on that. Once you have
Yes.
identified your skill set, rated yourself, then you have to pick up the skills which are relevant to that particular job and then start communicating with them. You can start having conversations with all these people. All your
Yes.
target employees, you can actually network with them. So when you send a connection request, do networking using LinkedIn and expand your base. That is important. Don't just
Okay.
depend only on online applications, because that's only one part of the story. I'm not saying that there is a job, don't apply. Do that. But still, don't depend only on making an online application, as in just uploading a resume. In
Right.
fact, you should find out the email ID of the recruiter and then send a proper mail with a proper pitch letter after doing homework on Accenture, starting your thing with, okay, what Accenture is about, why you are excited about Accenture, and what are your skill sets in procurement. If there is negotiation, which is the key skill, how you've been able to develop, mention two stories in your pitch letter.
Okay.
You got what I'm saying, Sridhar? If
Yes,
you
yes.
can do that, your response rate will increase. So parallelly, while you are applying for online jobs, you also got to send it even by email. Email IDs you can get. You can
Yes.
easily get email IDs. That's not a problem.
Yes.
But people
Right.
don't do that. So first is to understand the pain, then establish your value proposition and use an approach not only depending on making an or uploading an online application onto a job portal or some LinkedIn, apply it through mail, and parallelly also open another avenue of networking with these people through LinkedIn.
Okay.
You got what I'm saying, Sridhar?
Yes. Got it. Got it.
So just to recap, your resume has to really be redone. LinkedIn, you got to optimize and add keywords. Your resume has to have a headline. It has to be only 2 pages. Who wrote
Yes.
your resume? You wrote it yourself.
Yes, sir.
You wrote it yourself. So I
Okay.
think the responsibility parts has to be really reduced, and you got to have a lot of achievement orientation, which are
Okay.
measurable.
Yes.
Uh, So once you do that and you are ready with these career tools and you are networking with employers, you will be able to get a better response. That's something which I assure you. All right, Sridhar?
Sure, sure,
Okay.
sir, sure.
Any
Sure.
questions you have at this stage with for me?
No, sir. I
All
got a
right.
clear idea, sir.
Okay. All right, Sridhar. Thank you for being a part of this session.
Thank you so
And
much,
I'm
sir.
sure, thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed it too. And I'm sure, people who have been watching it would have taken up some cues as to how to market their candidates. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So you can actually log off and come on to Facebook regularly.
Sure, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Bye, Sridhar. Thank you. All the best.
Have a good
So this was with Sridhar. I'm going to get Captain Vijay definitely onto my thing. I would request there is Captain Vijay um, who has been seeing my videos and he has learnt a lot of things. And after that, we'll have a Q&A session. So I would request Captain Vijay to please join in by clicking that link so that I can have you online live right now here, Captain. So by the time Captain joins us, hopefully you all got some tips about resume, LinkedIn, networking, pitch letters, uh, ATS system. These are all things that need to be actually taken care of, whichever level you are at, whether it is a junior, mid-level, or senior level. The approach may vary slightly at senior level, where networking has to be done in a different manner. But at the same time, there are certain basic fundamentals and methodical structured way of going about a job search is very essential. We will take up questions after this, after Captain Vijay has come in live with me, and I will answer all your questions in terms of whatever questions you have, which are specific to you, related to your own job search or interviews also. Generally speaking, Captain, I hope you are joining in. Excellent. So, you are there, but can you just confirm that you're joining in? Diana, can you please help Captain log in and join? So by the time he joins in, let me share what I was just coaching somebody where he was having a challenge where he had his own business and he wanted to come back to the corporate. So he asked me that, should I write my business experience in my resume? I said, definitely yes. It's very valuable. So the business experience was for a reason where it was not really planned, and it can happen. This is life. So many things happen which we don't plan for. That's perfectly all right. So we don't have to shy away from a career gap, or if you have started your own business and if the objective was such. But how do you present that? How do you present that business in your resume, your entrepreneurial stint in your resume? That becomes very important, because you have to feel proud that you had that experience for say 2 years. And I believe, and I have high regards for people who have started entrepreneurial ventures, because an entrepreneurial venture really requires a lot of zeal and enthusiasm and a lot of resilience. So if you've been able to develop that, doesn't matter the business didn't take off, it's not easy. At the same time, that look at that challenge, and that challenge taught you something, and the learnings are only the outcomes. There's nothing like success or failure in business, frankly. It's only outcome. But if you look at it positively, you will ensure that you learned a lot, and that is what you got to take back to the corporate. So he was wanting to know whether he should put it in a resume. If yes, how do I put that entrepreneurial stint? Entrepreneurial stint, all your learnings, all your success stories in terms of learnings have to be there. It is not necessary that you make it very big in your business, but you ran the business successfully and what you learned. And it's fine. You want to come back to the corporate, you want to look at a corporate job once again, it's absolutely fine. This is perfectly all right. As I said, this is life. So when you're very genuine and honest with the employers, also say that this is what I've done and this is what I achieved, but feel proud about your entrepreneurial venture, and you want to bring that to the learning platform of another organization, and that is why you are there. So that is something which needs to be done. Uh, all right. So Captain Vijay Sharma is here. I'm so happy to have him. I'll just add him in. Hi. Good morning, Captain. Thank you so much for joining in. And let me introduce Captain Vijay Sharma. He's from the Navy side, and he has been watching my video. So he just wrote a very nice comment to me saying that, I'm clearing my fifth round and I've cleared my rounds watching your videos. So I just wanted him to very briefly share his experience as to what he has learned, what he found in the tips that I was giving, so that it can benefit everybody. Please. Yes, Captain. So happy to have you.
Yes, a very good morning to you and all the viewers. I just want to say that 2 weeks before I was watching your videos, and 2 weeks later I'm here live with you. Okay, let me just share a brief about myself. I'm in Merchant Navy. I've been a sailor and sailing in on the chemical tankers for almost 17 years. So last year onwards, I decided to move ashore. So from sailing to onshore jobs. And as of now, I'm working in one of the shipping companies, and it's been almost a year. And I wanted to switch to another role and to my hometown. So I was going through some of your videos on the Facebook. I was lucky to get across your profile. Okay. Diana is calling me. I think she thinks that I'm not online yet.
So you can ignore that right now, Captain. You may
Yeah.
please go on.
So I was going through your videos on the Facebook, and then I was really happy to see that you have literally listed down all the challenges that a interviewee faces during an interview, and in short videos, small clips. So some of the examples, let me share you. Like,
Yes, do that, please.
yeah, some of the examples which, and I this job which I wanted. Before this, I had applied in few more companies, and I was lucky to be selected. But I stuck with my previous company. But this company, I really wanted to get selected. It was one of the biggest ownership company, and I really wanted to give my best for this interview. So I started making notes from your videos. I was checking each one of your short clips on Facebook, and then also I checked out on the Instagram as well. Some of the points you mentioned, that importance of LinkedIn profile. So I was active on LinkedIn for past 1 year. Then I updated some of my abouts and some of the post irrelevant post. I deleted it. Then some of the things you mentioned, that why do you want to leave your current job, and never talk negative about your previous company. This gives a bad reflection. You always speak positives. You have mentioned this in your one of the videos. Also speaking truth and honesty. So if you're late for an interview, one of the videos mentioned that. So you speak truth. That shows to the interviewer that this guy has, he's honest. And carry an additional pair of clothes, also you mentioned in your video. So that will also give a good impression to the interviewer that okay, this guy has done his homework. It's raining and he is well dressed. That means, I mean, how? So he's done his homework. He's taken extra set of clothes. That means he's taken extra efforts. And you talked about adding values to the company, doing research about the company. So I did research about the company. I went to the profile on LinkedIn, added the people who are working in that company.
Can you explain how you did research, Captain?
I went on the company's website. Then I made a list from when was the company founded, who founded, the board of directors, then the companies, the how many vessels the company have, then the office in India, then who is the vice president, some of the just basic ones, and then the LinkedIn profiles of the people who's working in that company, the senior vice president or the chairman. I just followed all of them, and then
Sorry, Captain, what is the advantage when you did so much of research? What was the advantage you felt when you went for
let
an
me
interview?
tell you. Let me tell you. It was asked by my interviewer that what do you know about this company? And since you are going for this interview to apply in any XYZ company, if you are not able to answer, that means you have not done your homework. You have just gone there casually. That should not happen. If you have gone there and I was able to at least answer half of the research that I had done, that the company was founded, is 133 years old, this and that, that must have given him an impression that he has done a little bit of homework and he is excited. So another thing you mentioned in your interview was show excitement, show that you're happy and you're very enthusiastic to join this organization. That is what also I took into consideration. I did that as well. You also mentioned about sharing your success stories. Now I have been a sailor for 17 years. There have been many instances which we may not recall at that very moment. So I jotted down some points which I did in my past 1 year ashore. What are the challenges we faced, how I tackled it, to make some pointers so that at that moment I would be able to recollect some of the examples. And yes, it was asked some examples where they ask about your strengths and your weakness. So how did you show your strengths? How did you add your experience to that particular problem, and how did you give your solution to that?
So you could demonstrate it with some success stories to back up what you were
Success
saying.
stories, yes. So one of your videos mentioned three key things. That was one of my favorite video of yours. So you mentioned the research and understand the job, which I did. success stories, lot of success stories, but people tend to miss out during the interview, which which will be probably one of the deciding factor for that person to give you the job. And third is practice. I was watching your videos on Saturday and Sunday. I made notes and I did some study and homework. Could not practice much, but yes, I would totally agree. Practice, and you mentioned talk in front of the mirror. Maybe somebody else can also help you out, your weakness, where you are lacking, and work on it. So I would say practice and prepare is also one of the important points that you mentioned. And negotiating salary, which we seafarers we are not that good at. So whatever is the market standard salary. So I remember in my first company, I gave a number, and then I'm later on I realized that sometimes the company have a budget where they can go up to, but if you give a number, then it's then you are on the back foot. So they accept on the figure that you gave, and then later on you realize that it could have gone more if you had negotiated. So you mentioned about giving a range instead of a figure, which also I
Wow,
realized that I made a mistake.
you really picked up all the things, huh? That is very good. So eventually, what has happened? You got the job finally, right?
Yes, that was almost in one day. On one of the days, I had two interviews in the same day, and then it was with HR and first round and second round on the same day. So I had only one day to prepare, and your videos really helped me a lot. And yes, after a few days, I got to know that I've been selected, and the further process is being taken care of,
Oh,
the
fantastic.
documentation part.
Fantastic, fantastic, Captain. Vijay, so happy for you and congratulations on getting this job. And I appreciate your sharing time, sharing your experience with everybody so that more people can learn through that. And I would like to thank you for your time today. And we'll catch up.
Thank you as well. Yes, yes, we'll definitely catch up, sir. And I would love to speak to you someday soon to help
Sure.
more of the my other seafarers friends who want to settle ashore, but similar
Most,
to me, they don't have the exposure to crack the interviews. So someday, yes, we will work together.
most certainly. Most certainly. My pleasure, Captain Vijay. Huh?
All
Thank you,
right, sir.
sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for getting me live. Thank you. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you. Bye. You can log off. Dinah, Aditi, I'm not able to get comments from. I'm getting comments only from, I think, people who are friends with me on Facebook here. Not able to get comments otherwise. Dinah, Aditi, if you all are there, you can just have a look at that. So, all right, we're going to have a Q&A session. But before that, I want to make one announcement in this live session. We have just launched a course which is on complete job search and interview strategy. It's a video-based course. It has got 18 modules. Everything to do with job search, you will find tips and strategies in that. It's a self-paced course. So there are certain modules which will help you in terms of your resume, LinkedIn, how do you optimize it, how to network using LinkedIn, all those things, plus how do you attract attention of employers. And at the same time, there are interview mock sessions that are being done in the remaining videos where all the common questions like tell me something about yourself, what is your salary expectation, which has been enacted in a mock format. And I have personally presented all those videos. This is something which I have put in all my 35 years of experience into this course. It is available on our platform with Graphy, and you can always log in. Dinah, my colleague, will put in the link here. More importantly, I'm really happy and I appreciate as a token of gratitude and appreciation for all of you who have attended this live session. I'm giving it absolutely. It's otherwise available at 3,000. Then currently there is an offer which is going at 1399. That's the course price. But for all you people who have taken out time invested in this session here, you are getting it at a 50% discount at only 699, which is available only till midnight today at 12. So in case you are interested in purchasing, I believe you it's a lot of value for money. All the tips and tricks of job search and interview, which I have gathered, I have put it into that. If you watch those videos, you will find that your skill to actually present your candidature improves dramatically, and it's a steal at 699. So Dinah would put up a link. You can please look at that in case there are any difficulties. Dinah's is there to help you. You can always mail it to her also. So thank you very much once again, and I would like to open this session to Q&As. Mm, we will have a Q&A, Shripad. You are asking me that. Please put up your question. I'll take it up right now, definitely. But again, I would request Dinah, Aditi to look into it because I am getting comments only from people I think who are connected to me. Looks like it. I don't know. Just have a look. Shripad, you please share your question. You can share your question and I'll take it up right now. Shubhajit, you can also put up your question. You can do that. Yeah, all right. So Shripad has a question. I have more than 3 years of experience in finance industry, investment banking, backend. In this time period, I have worked with e-clerks for 2 years. ANZ Bank, I'm in the transition period for 10 months. And all right. So you have 3 years experience in finance industry, investment banking, backend. Now you're working for 2 years, or for the last 10 months, you are in a phase of transition. Okay, fine. So you had some personal challenge. So you have resigned, serving notice period, and then within 2 months gap, I have joined. You are saying another company, HCL in Pune. Here also you are in the phase of transition. In the past 3 months for upgradation, I did uh, 2 courses. All right. So your you have worked, total work experience is 3 years. You're saying 2 years you worked with ANZ Bank in the backend, and now you've just, because you took a break because of your personal challenge, and now it's been after a 2 months gap, you've joined a company in Pune, and in the past 3 months you've upgraded yourself with some knowledge. So is your question that you are looking for another job? Is that what it is? You are saying, Shripad? So your question, what is your question? If you could tell me, you mentioned that there was a 2 month gap and now you've taken it up in Pune. But what is your question? So do you want to change another job? All right. So you want to look for another job. So I assume that this was a transition phase where you had a personal challenge, you had to leave, and for 2 months you took break. Now you've just joined a company, but at the same time you want to get back into your career back on track. So there was a slight detour. What you need to do is understand from yourself, if you're in the back end in investment banking, what are your skills and what kind of jobs would be most suitable for you. So in terms of listing down your hard skills and soft skills is very important. Make a list of all your skills, one side hard skills, the second side soft skills, and rate them. Give a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. Now from that, whichever skills are rated high, that is rated at 8, 9 and 10, those skills are the ones which is like defining you as a brand. So if those are your core skills, which are where you are rating yourself high, try and look for jobs which will be in demand in terms of those skills, because those will be the jobs which will be more suitable for you. Below that also, when you're rating from say 8, 9, 10, which are your core skills, highest ones, take also 5, 6 and 7 rating skills. So you broad base as the first priority the skills where you are absolutely good at, try for those jobs. And second, 5, 7, 5, 6 and 7, where you are rating yourself in those skills at this rating. Those also you got to look at. First should be your higher skills where there are matches. Make a list of your target companies. I would say list down your target employer companies. Do not just keep applying online to any and every job. Once you are excited about a particular company and in your domain that you can see that this is something which is my strength and this company excites me and they are looking for a particular individual in the back end in investment banking like you were with ANZ. So look at that company and start approaching them on two routes. I always say that look at your means I'll have to look at you have to look at your resume, whether it has been optimized with the right kind of keywords or not if you're making those online applications, because your online application can get rejected. Though I would say that should not be the only route. I always tell that should not be the only route. You got to find out the email ID, develop a pitch letter, then do your research and homework on the company that you are applying for. Do a lot of research through your networking and also your own research online, and then make a pitch letter and then submit an application. Parallelly, do networking and trying to understand. Sridhar, how active are you? If you can put in the comments, how active are you on LinkedIn? Just tell me yes or no. In terms of LinkedIn, are you really active? Because if you are not active on LinkedIn, then you will find that you are missing out a lot of opportunities. You got to be active on LinkedIn. And today means while it's my favorite, I also know that people who we have coached, they have got good enough response. Yeah. So most of the people say that yes, I'm active, but not so much. That is 98% of the people say that. There are some very easy ways to be active on LinkedIn. Follow the company LinkedIn pages. Start liking the comments and posts of people in the target employer company. So many simple things that you can do. All those things will help you increase your brand presence within the target employer companies and gather as much information and knowledge. See, like a business consultant would approach his potential clients, you have your skills and expertise to market. So, in the back end, what are the skills and expertise that you are wanting to market to the investment banking industry? Plan out, list down target employers, and then plan your strategy accordingly. Don't just keep applying. So when it comes to, maybe if you are concerned about what happens about the career gap of 2 months, it's perfectly all right. You've got 3 years experience, out of which your major stint has been with the ANZ, and it's only this detour which happened, you mentioned, due to a personal challenge, which is okay. So you took that up, and currently you've taken up a job, which is the job that you got because your career gap, which was for 2 months, the things got stabilized, and you wanted to get back, and you are in this particular job right now which your company is doing. At the same time, there is the long term objective of your career is to be in the core area. In terms of what you've done, you also upgraded yourself by doing these 2 certificate courses. That also should be mentioned in your resume, so that gap also doesn't become unnecessarily. In spite of your personal challenge, you could upgrade yourself in these few months with the certification, and now you're looking for a job which actually aligns with the company which you are really targeting. That's why it's important to have a target list of employer companies and show them excitement as to why you're excited about that company and how you will be able to make use of your skills for that particular company. So I hope that answers your question, Shripata. So that can be done. Is there any question that Sridhar, you have any? Sorry, Sridhar, not Sridhar. You're welcome, Shripad. You're welcome. Let me see if there are any comments that are coming directly on Facebook, because I'm not able to see comments here. Aditi, can you help me with this? Can you do it, changing the comments to public? So, all right. So by the time, if at all this gets fixed, I'll take up a very common challenge that most of the job seekers face, is that they are not able to, in spite of the fact that they have the credentials, they are not able to crack interviews. Uh, they are not able to crack interviews with some common questions like, tell me something about yourself. Tell me something about yourself is one of the most common questions. Let me just share some tips here. In the meanwhile, Aditi, I would request, if there is something, or maybe Diana, if you can pick up the comment and post it here, I can also answer that question. If you can do that, please. Thank you. So tell me something about yourself. Generally, people talk about their experience, that I have 17 years experience or 21 years experience. And generally, they get into that, this is the industry experience, this is my domain expertise. And that is how they start answering that question. I would recommend that when it comes to tell me something about yourself, it's a huge opportunity for you, where you can actually relate to the interviewer. You can actually build your bond, because this is one of those initial first questions. So, tell me something about yourself is more about your professional skills, your excitement, your passion about the field, your career, and how you are excited about this particular job. So, for example, if you are in maybe administration, for example, how you are a, you are a kind of a person who's so well organized, who likes to meet deadlines, who's a person who can work in a very process and system oriented environment, and that is something which you enjoy. Those are kind of things that you got to mention when you tell them about, tell me something about yourself, rather than just elaborating about your experience of so many years. 17 years I've worked in this industry. That is something which is anyway there in your resume. So do not let that opportunity go, and it has to be very short. So tell me something about yourself, has to be immediately about your passion, about your career, your domain, why you're excited about that, and pick up certain points which are your strengths, which are also very, very pertinent and relevant to the job that you apply for. That is more important. All right. So let me see. There is another question. Given the job openings versus this is Madhvi is asking. She'd like to understand the job openings versus application ratio. It's referral which gets one through. LinkedIn in application is not very helpful. How do we tackle the scenario to make the right cut in case we don't have the referral in the organization? Fantastic question, Madhvi. So yes, you're right that as I'm always saying that you should not depend on online applications. That will get you very, very limited results. And there are about 75% of the jobs which are always going through referrals. They are never advertised. All jobs are never advertised. So how do you tap into that market? You are saying that LinkedIn is not getting you good results. This is something which is very common. I'm saying LinkedIn, first of all, are you strategically active? By networking on LinkedIn, you got to do it in a very organized manner. Even if you don't know people, there are ways and means in terms of finding commonality between people who are there. And first, the biggest mistake most people make, and they feel that LinkedIn doesn't work, Madhvi, is because they see that, okay, in the first instance, only they ask for a job. That's a big mistake. Don't ask for a job for in the first instance, even if you know the person. I'm saying that you can only gather information by using your known sources. And if you don't know the person in the first instance, if you ask for a job, it does not make sense at all. The person will resist. So there are ways and means where you got to develop that rapport with that individual and then progress to the second stage where you are able to, once you've understood what the pain is, and then you are able to provide yourself as a solution provider. That is very important. So LinkedIn does work, but provided how do you use it? And do not use it like just for searching for jobs and keeping on sending resumes to maybe hiring managers. That won't work. You'll have to first network, develop relationship, build value. All those things, once you do with the target employers using LinkedIn, you are bound to get good results. That is what we are doing. When I coach people, this is what we are doing. Besides LinkedIn, also you can always find out email IDs and do in terms of writing to the people. But the focus has to be on understanding what the pain of the job is, how you are a solution provider. So you get into conversation about that, and there are steps that you got to use to before you come to the stage where you're sending your resume to that person. I hope that answers your question. Amit Nimbalkar, thank you, Diana. Amit Nimbalkar says, if one gets a managerial job when in the past he has not managed a team, what things to keep in mind to deal with and how to develop the skill? Excellent question. So when you don't have team management experience, this is also commonly happening. People say, I don't have team management experience. And in the interview, I was asked that, you've never handled a team. Now, but this job requires team management. So how will you do it? Importantly, remember what is team management. Assuming you've never had experience of managing a team. Now, suddenly you apply for a job, they say there'll be maybe 5 people reporting or 10 people reporting to you. Focus on being process and system driven. That means when it comes to your personality and your traits and your domain skills and your soft skills also, everything to do with process and system orientation is to be brought out. Say that I'm a process oriented and a system driven person who likes to monitor what has been happening. Now, if the process and the system is something which is intrinsic to me, and I can share success stories with you, that this is how I followed the process and the system. And if I have been able to do that, and if I can monitor the performance, how it is moving, I will apply the same process and system to one individual who will be reporting into me and put him in that system. And I will set up certain targets, certain objectives which the team member has to deliver in a specific time. So if I have already been last, say, 5 years, suppose, or 8 years experience, I have not managed a team, but I have delivered systematically and very, very, very much in the process, the results that have come out. So my results speak for whatever I have been doing. I'll transfer my same skill of being process and system driven to a team member and start monitoring the progress and reviewing. So I'm very good at reviewing. I know that, okay, fine, a person is there, he has been given a particular task, he's reporting it to me. Ultimately, I am responsible as a team leader. If I give him certain tasks very clearly, and that clarity of mind I have a goal orientation. Now, if I have a goal orientation, I can always direct that team member also to do the same. So if I can set certain objectives and I can set certain goals for the team member, and I have a process of monitoring that, I'll be able to review it very periodically, maybe once a week or whatever. Today things are changing. You've got to review things every week. If I can do that, I'll be able to manage. And I also understand that I'll need to motivate the team. The team has to be motivated by giving support. And because I have good enough knowledge of my own domain, and I am a people's person, you can see that I've collaborated with so many people, even though I've not reported. But there are people who speak good things about me. You can share some stories of what people speak about you. So if you are a people's person and you have collaborated working with teams, you can still have excellent results by when a team reports into you, whether it could be 10 people or 100 people. The process and the system will get you delivering the results and you can monitor that. I hope that answers your question, Madhvi. Sorry, Amit. So that is something which is to be answered. All right, so fine. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this session where we spoke about your career challenges and I gave you some tips on job search and interview. My objective is always to add value to you people. Continue to give us your comments and feedback through my videos also. And this course which we have launched is something which is very close to my heart. And as I said, if you all are interested, you can definitely go in and purchase that. And we'll be doing these kind of sessions more and more, where I will be doing a Q&A session. So I would like to thank all of you. Thank Captain, thanks Sridhar, everybody who joined in today and took your precious time to meet us. Thank you. Until we meet again, we'll see you again. Bye.